Hello, my name is Erick Fonseca, and this is my windshield survey for nursing 445. For my assessment, I chose Temecula, California, borders Riverside County with San Diego County just to the south. Um, Northeastern of that, about 15 miles, is the city of Hemet, or as my lower income area. Physical environment, Temecula is clean, well kept, new developments and remodeled buildings, a lot of preserved historic sites, such as Old Town Temecula, a variety of recreation areas such as parks, lakes, a lot of vineyards, environmental preserves, equestrian areas, and casinos. Hemet is a lot of open areas, maintained roads, abandoned buildings, and lots. Mixture of new buildings with older buildings that are not very well kept. Parks are very well kept. There's a casino and a lot of pedestrians and bicyclists. New track homes as well, with the mixture of a lot of older homes. General appearance, Temecula's clean, it's well funded. Everything's well maintained, roads, parks, buildings, a lot of bus stations. Buses are clean, noticeable amount of construction, which makes it very busy. Hemet has a vast open areas, a lot of vacant lots, a lot of vacant buildings as well, old businesses, and roads are in need of repair for the most part. Boundaries, Temecula borders Riverside County with San Diego County, with Pechanga Reservation to the south. There's vineyards to the east, and the Deluge Mountains to the west, which getting over them would lead to Oceanside and Orange County. Hemet, just to the south, is Diamond Valley Lake, which borders the city in between Temecula and Hemet. Saboba Reservation to the east, and Esplanade Avenue divides San Jacinto with Hemet to the north. Housing to the left, we see kind of the higher end homes in Temecula. And to the right, we see sort of the average home you would see in Hemet. There's a lot of new development as well, new track homes, very similar to the type you would see in Temecula. Signs of decay, Temecula seems to maintain the roads quite well. A lot of patchwork being done when the streets are not well kept. In Temecula, in Hemet to the right, we see kind of a rundown home. Not very well maintained. It looks like there's occupants there, but doesn't seem to be cared for that much. Demographics, total population of over 100,000 for Temecula about 6 years ago. Population is about 70% white, 24% Hispanic, 9% Asian, 4% Black or African American, with an income of about $78,000 a year, median age 33, and poverty level 8%. Hemet, population of 78,000 6 years ago as well. Population is about 67% white, 35% Hispanic, 6% Black or African American, and 3% Asian. Household income is much lower at just under $40,000 a year, and median age is 39, with poverty level at 24%. Homogeneity. Temecula is mostly white and Hispanic. Statistics kind of match what we've seen driving by. A lot of casual wear, very well dressed people. Few business attire as well. Not too many pedestrians, and a lot of families. Seems like a family type city. Hemet, mostly Black and Hispanic background. Seemed, like I said, a lot of pedestrians. That's what I would see. Casual clothing, and doesn't quite match the numbers, with the majority being white. Health, lifestyle behaviors. Temecula's working out, it seems to be a common activity. A lot of joggers and cyclists with their cycling gear seen on the streets. Although driving seems to be the source of transportation, it seems like they do a lot of exercise. A lot of families in parks, and a lot of healthy alternative restaurants seen throughout the city as well, with a lot of franchise and fast food restaurants as well. Hemet, many pedestrians seem to be out there. They seem to walk a lot as transportation. Same with bicycles and buses. Parks, although they're nice, they're usually kind of empty as far as children go. A lot of adults seem it up, and not too many healthy food options. Risk behaviors. Temecula is a busy city with a lot of drivers. Risk for injury from horse riding, which is a common thing there. A lot of dirt bike tracks. That's also a common activity there. And less regular physical activities, such as walking. They do that more so as a exercise throughout the day. Hemet, a lot of drug use, a lot of tobacco smoking, and driving by. A lot of jaywalking, a lot of crossing the roads. That's something I had to pay attention to while driving there. Parks and recreation. Temecula, to the left we see a park, Ronald Reagan Sports Park, baseball field, soccer fields. There's a skate park and roller rink just off to the right, and a pretty large area for children to play, and a rec center over off to the left. It's off camera. Hemet, this would be the usual scene there. Adults in parks loitering, not too many children, although the parks were in very good condition. Transportation. Temecula seems to use personal vehicles as a common mode by far. Few pedestrians seen walking for transportation, although there are plenty of buses, and they're usually empty. Hemet, walking and bike riding are very common. There are many routes for buses and stops, and all seem to be pretty busy. And the buses are larger. Health and social services. Resources such as monthly mobile health clinic, St. Catherine of Alexandria Church meetings such as AA and food supply drives. There's a local YMCA and an Apple One employment services. Also Western Eagle Foundation, employment for the mentally disabled, and also substance abuse rehab population. Hemet has Valley Restart Homeless Shelter. It's a very good shelter with offices, local YMCA. There's a workforce development center similar to Apple One in Temecula. Protective services, one police station in Temecula, main one, and then two additional smaller ones in Old Town and in actually the mall. 3 fire stations with one yet to be opened, and I did not really see any policemen at all throughout the day. In Hemet, one sheriff department and one police station just north of downtown, one fire station, and multiple police cars seen from time spent there. Religion, a lot of Christian and Catholic churches, fewer than Hemet, but they were actually much larger and more modern, kept, and visual appeal. Hemet, several establishments of religion, primarily Christian and Catholic. There are several other religions there as well, but plenty of churches there. Education, there's 3 high schools in Temecula. They rank 8 and 9, have 10 middle schools. Also ranked in the high upper of that scale. Elementary schools also, most of them rank 9 and 8, with a couple of them in the 6. And 2 private schools that go from kindergarten to 12th grade. Hemet, 3 schools, they rank in the mid scale, 6 and 4. 4 middle schools rank in the lower end of that scale, 4, 3, and 2 out of 10. And elementary schools are also in the mid-range to lower range of the scale. Stores and shops. To the left, we have Temecula Promenade Mall. We have a lot of high-end shops there. For the past few years, there's been a lot of new construction and new retailers coming in. And to the right, we see a lot of independent, smaller stores, shops in Hemet. This would be the usual scene. Hemet Mall is actually quite small, not too different from this. Business and industry. Temecula has 14 dealerships, including Mercedes and Audi, over 30 vineyards, large promenade mall with over 100 stores, and a lot of local-owned businesses as well. Hemet has the Hemet Mall with over 30 stores, 2 dealerships, and many independently owned businesses with franchises as well. Major employers, Pechanga Resort Casino has over 4,000 employees. making it the largest employer in Temecula. Abbott Vascular has about 2,000, which is down from about 4,000 a few years ago. Hemet Valley Medical Center has over 1,000 employees, making it the largest employer in Hemet. Signs of wealth poverty. To the left, we can see typical residential area in Temecula, wide open streets, well-kept street, large homes. Homeowners association kind of keeps in check that the houses are well-kept. And to the right, we see Hemet. This is not an uncommon sight to see kind of just unkept front yard, just kind of leftover items in people's homes. Health problems and issues. Temecula, obesity is an issue. Insufficient mental health services and homeless resources. I would say because due to the fact that there isn't a whole lot of that going on there. Also, culturally sensitive health information. There needs to be more of that in that city as well, because there isn't a whole lot of diversity. Hemet, drug is a huge problem. Safety and security, which goes with drug problems. Obesity is a big one too. Not many health alternatives or really like gyms, anything like that. And affordable healthcare access. Community resources. So like has many churches. There's a hospital, YMCA, employment agencies, Western Eagle Foundation, and local rec centers for teenagers. Hemet has a YMCA, Wake Valley Restart, Hemet Valley Medical Center, and many churches as well, similar to Temecula. Community strengths. Temecula is very safe, very low crime rate, a lot of recreation centers for the youth to spend their time. Great school district and well populated, but not really that busy. Hemet has a good amount of resources appropriate for their community needs. There's a lot of cultural diversity, a lot of churches that are willing to help, and a lot of recreation centers for kids as well. Key stakeholders. Maria is a coordinator at a local church, and she holds food drives and toy drives during Christmas. She also helps coordinate a lot of the health clinics, marriage counseling meetings, and stuff like that. And she says that there is, with Hemet, lack of sufficient health care affordable for those that are living there, many of them. There aren't that many homeless in Temecula, which could be the reason why there isn't a whole lot of attention to those in need. Russell, he assists in Western Eagle Foundation, which employs mentally ill and substance abuse rehab population, and he also states that mental illness awareness in the city and homeless is not very high because there isn't that many people like that there. In Hemet, Sandy is the lead at the Hemet Community Pantry. She disperses supplies and food for the homeless, and she says that drug abuse is a huge problem there, which correlates with the crime that happen all the time, and the city needs more sort of drug rehabilitation institutions and helping people get out of that. Susan is a coordinator for the SWANs, Southwest Association of Nursing Students. She says the same thing as Sandy, a lot of drug problem, a lot of crime. And she also helps the homeless. Temecula, Natalie is a college student living here 5 years from a foreign country. She says that it is a very well supplied city, a lot of resources. And she said obesity is a problem there too, because there's just a lot to choose from, a lot of fast food. Abdul has lived here most of his life. He says that it gets busy due to a lot of events, and because of that, there's a risk for injury. So there needs to be better attention to traffic flow and things like that. Hemet, Amanda was born and raised in Hemet, recently moved out due to the drug use and the crime rate there. She moved to a better city, and she actually works at the Hemet Hospital, and she sees a lot of patients with those same situations. Lauren was born and raised in Hemet. She actually bought a home there and does not plan on leaving. Her family lives there, and she says that she works close to home and agrees with obesity, crime, and drug abuse being the major concerns in Hemet. Summary reflections. It was a learning experience, definitely a different perspective in both cities. that I have known for a while. Went more in depth, so I learned all about them. Hemet, generally a pleasant experience. Everyone's friendly. I did not feel unsafe, although there are those things going on there. It was not too bad. Just the jaywalkers. Temecula. It was very entertaining, fun to drive around. It has a lot to offer. Pretty big contrast with Hemet, and the population that lived in this city, such as the mentally ill and homeless, are quite underserved. That's something that I became aware of during this project. So that's my windshield survey, and these are my references.